What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for checking out another video here on my channel. So this video I actually wanted to do earlier last week or over the weekend, but I couldn't find my iPad, and the way that I put my LitPro data onto the GoPro data is via my iPad. Finally found my iPad, so I was finally able to do this video. And the whole thing I wanted to do was maybe just a commentary over the race footage, just talking about what's going on and everything. However, today, the 14th of December, the AMA has updated their 2020 rulebook, and I think it's actually going to fit in perfectly with this video. As you're going to see, of course, the footage you're watching right here is coming from the GoPro that I run on the chin mount on my helmet. The LitPro data is coming from the LitPro that sits on top of my helmet, and then of course I have my polar watch on the bars and my heart rate monitor on my chest, and that's how we can get the heart rate onto the LitPro onto the video. Anyway, 2021 AMA rulebook update. The main takeaway is that they're no longer allowing any foreign objects to be stuck to your helmet. So it says all helmets must be intact and no modification may be made to their construction that alters the helmet from the condition it was tested and approved. The helmet is made to provide protection, and it is not a platform to attach foreign objects. For example, cameras or other accessories are not permitted to be attached to the rider's helmet. Here goes the gate drop real quick as we catch that. I didn't like the rut coming out of there, but we grab a third gear and we're able to almost get up to 50 miles per hour getting out there on that hole shot. Yell it out here. Very excited to be grabbing another hole shot. Had some good starts here recently. Take a look over to my left because I wanted to grab this inside line, and I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to collide with someone. So take a quick look to my left as I dive to that inside and do my best to start running away with the hole shot. Or running away with the race. Overjump that just a tiny bit, and you can already see that heart rate. It already has went up 30 or 35 beats per minute up to 193. It's currently holding at. My average for this race, I believe, was 191 beats per minute. So heart definitely out there charging hard, but jumping in, making sure I hit my lines here, dive to this one. Try and throw a scrub up this, get the power back to the ground, and I overcooked this corner. I came in a little hot. I wanted to hit that line right there on the inside, not the inside, the middle line. Went a little wide, and then Mark was able to get me, and Cody coming in hot right behind him. I expected both those guys to beat me because they went 1-2 in the A class as well, so I wasn't too surprised when they passed me, but then I'm telling myself right here, like, okay, just settle in, no mistakes, like we're in a good position, we're in third, just, you know, ride the rest of the race. So those guys got me, and that actually helped to calm me down a little bit because I knew they weren't breathing down the back of my neck, and they just absolutely dropped me. I would have liked to be able to stay with them and actually race with them a little bit more, but they were on a whole different level. You can see they're already pulling away from me so much. Overjumped that a little bit, and that is the first time over the finish line. Go off the track here. I came into that corner a little hot, a little squid there coming back on, but got back on it and started going. Anyway, back to what I was talking about beforehand. So AMA is no longer allowing in 2021 people to run helmet cams, or at least on their helmet, LitPros, moto fins, anything of that sort, anything that doesn't come on the helmet when you buy it and you take it out of the box. So that's going to definitely affect a lot of people. I know it'll affect myself a little bit. I don't race a ton, as you guys know, and like Winter Combat isn't AMA sanctioned. So Winter Combat, I could still run the GoPro. The races down in Moriarty, New Mexico, those aren't AMA sanctioned, so I could still run the GoPro. However, I'm planning to do the Kick Arena Cross in January. It's like January 30th, and that is an AMA sanctioned event. It's going to be 2021, so I'm not going to be able to run my GoPro on my helmet, my normal mount. Of course, I know there's ways around it. I know like Brian Deegan and a lot of KTMs have been running them either like in front of the number plate on the front fender, or they attach them sort of behind the number plate and they have a cutout for the lens. That corner was giving me so many fits. I looked back to see where Tyler was because I was squidding that corner out. I know you shouldn't look back, but just kind of check in where he was in relation to me. But I know that the camera you can maybe cut out of the number plate or something like that. Of course, the chest cam, the chesty mount is an option. But the beautiful thing about the helmet cam is, especially when it's mounted on your chin, it's seeing exactly what you're seeing when you're on the bike. You hit a jump and you look over to your side, the camera's going to show that. If you're running it on, let's say, behind your number plate above your front fender, and you jump and you turn the bars to the left, that's what the camera's going to be looking at, even though that's not where your eyes are looking. Same thing with the chesty, it's going to be essentially aimed straight forward. Even if you turn to the side, your body will rotate a little bit, but nowhere near as much as your head, and it's just not as good of an angle. I think that this angle that a lot of people, thinking like Jeff Walker and myself, have been running right on the chin. I think that's the best view you can get for motocross. It shows the bars and controls just enough while still being able to see the track. Nothing blocking your view like a visor or anything like that, or the front fender for that matter. But this is going to be really interesting how this comes up. I know it's been all over Instagram and social media already. Jeff Walker already posted a story about how it's a big bummer, so we'll have to see how that affects someone like him. Now, of course, that doesn't mean when you're doing your own practice laps, you can have the GoPro however you want it. It's only AMA sanctioned races. So anything, if you're trying to compete for, let's say, Loretta's or DeeO's, those are going to be AMA sanctioned. So you can't run that sort of thing. If you do a local outlaw type series, then you're able to run in, of course, practice days. Of course, this also throws in the Lit Pro because it sits on top of your helmet and it's a foreign device. So in a race, you wouldn't be able to run the Lit Pro, but you could still run it on practice days, and I think that's what most people do, use it as a practice device. I run it during the races, and it's definitely good data to have, but if you're really trying to, check your laps and practice your lap times and see where you could be faster, it's probably going to be better use on a practice day anyway. But still, just one more thing you can't run on your helmet, and I don't know, I'm pretty torn about it because I understand that it could be a safety hazard. Like if you crash and you're skidding on your head and you have a GoPro sitting on top of it and it catches on the dirt and it makes like your head tuck in, you could hurt your neck or back or something like that. It's definitely a possibility, and I do understand it, but for the most part, if you crash that hard, the GoPro is probably going to either break or, fold or something like that, rotate on the mount. But I guess I do understand it, even though I don't completely agree with it. And I mean, we're on dirt bikes. If you're crashing hard enough that you're worried that the GoPro is going to catch and hurt you, you're probably going to be getting hurt regardless, which is a sad truth to our sport. What does that mean for my videos personally, though? Well, of course, you guys know I don't race a ton. I already said it once in this video. So when I'm still doing the practice days and just having fun out there, I can still run the GoPro. But let's say for the arena cross, if they're going to be super strict on it, which it sounds like they are, RMRA, my local race series, has already put out a statement on Facebook that they're going to be following the guidelines from AMA, which of course makes total sense. They're AMA sanctioned. They can't risk that. They have to run the AMA rules. So I totally respect that. And I'm not going to be the person showing up with a GoPro on and hoping they don't notice. You could get DQ'd. It just is a mess, and it's just disrespectful. They say in the rules, don't do it. I'm not going to do it. But for something like the arena cross, of course my dad will still be there. He'll be able to record from the stands, and I'm going to try to run the chest cam. I understand that it's not the best view. It's not my favorite, but it sure as heck beats not having any footage at all. But I think that's really all I had to say with it. I just saw the news break today. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about it. I've had a few people DM me or ask me my thoughts on it, so I figured I'd put it into a video, and this is the perfect example since it's the GoPro, the Lit Pro, and of course the Polar heart rate strap giving the beats per minute. I think it was Tyler, my suspension guy, even joked with me like, man, you can't even put one more gadget on your helmet. And here it goes. They're saying you can't have anything on your helmet during these races at all moving forward. So I don't know. It is what it is. We just have to roll with it and go with it. And I'll probably try out some different mounts. I don't want to cut open my number plates. I'm going to be getting my new graphics in January, and I don't want to just go ahead and cut a hole in it. So maybe try running the GoPro in front of the number plate, and again, like I said, the chest mount, something. We'll figure it out, and that's only for the race days. The practice days will remain unaffected. But we're closing out the moto here. You can tell I was definitely getting tired. My lap time slows down quite a bit, but getting the beats per minute on my heart down a little bit after this, it's crazy. You can go to the gym as much as you want, but you just cannot replicate the intensity racing has. I mean, even if you go to the practice track and you put in 5 super hard laps, it just seems like you can never pump up your heart to that 191 beats per minute average. That's just absolutely cooking. And I know the whole thing that it should be 220 minus your age should be your max heart rate. That's a great rule of thumb, but obviously not always completely accurate. But that's going to bring the moto to a close here. We got the left-hander and then we got the right-hander as we come up on a few lappers from the 40-plus class, I believe it was. but taking home that third place after getting the whole shot, finishing third behind the guys who won 2 in the A class. So I was super happy with that. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts about this whole AMA rule change with nothing allowed on your helmet anymore. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, take it easy. And if it's easy, take it twice. And I'll talk to you later.
Man, I was so tired that moto. My arms are just so boned up. So much arm pumping. Man, I can't even grab the brakes and stuff. It wasn't even a long race. What was it? Let's see. Under 10 minutes. But pushed it hard. Good moto. Switch.